everyone, it's Michelle Locke. Originally today we were going to talk about failure, and, well, I failed, because that is not today's topic. I mean, it's probably what a lot of people are feeling in response to the Brett Kavanaugh Supreme Court nomination, especially women, and how most likely he will get it. At the time of this recording, I don't know what has happened, but let's be honest. I honestly don't know how to go forward in this video because everything that has happened is very serious, emotional, and personal. Besides being a victim of sexual assault myself, I know Georgetown Prep very well. And I remember very well what it was like mingling with those boys at the same age as Dr. Ford was. Note, I will not be addressing my involvement with Georgetown Prep as a former Madeira schoolgirl. I will talk about the importance of women's voices and how that specifically pertains to me and my company. So, fun fact, I'm a woman. Something that I have been my entire life, and I have been told my entire life, will be the reason why I can't do things. I can't play sports because I'm a girl. I can't be smart because I'm a girl. Don't interrupt the men talking, sweetheart. You are so pretty. Being a director is too much work. All because I'm a girl. And even at that age, I was able to identify the ridiculous sexism that I had grown up around. What baffled me about sexism at that age was I was around powerful, intelligent women. I have a mother who has been a single parent raising 2 kids, where we lived in a house that was over 5,000 square feet. All by herself, no help, no child support, no man, she good. Beth can hold her own. My grandmother was also a single mom who started her own company and now lives on 17 acres in Virginia. And my Nana was one of the first waves. So obviously, I grew up where women fought the odds. I do wish, though, the women in my life told me of the stories of them being belittled as a woman. Hearing my mom being talked down to by the boys' club at the office breaks my heart, but I need to know the fight isn't done. Now, how is my life story or even my legacy relevant to my company or what's happening or just how women are treated, specifically in theater? Well, I started in acting, like a lot of other directors that do, but I was never casted as the lead female. And if I had a role, it was a man. And I know what you're thinking, but I know there's that issue where, like, if you're in younger theater, women play more male roles because, there's just more of us than there are of them. My conservatory actually gender-bended a role that was female to male because I was playing it. No joke. Also, there were never shows where there were majority women except, like, Legally Blonde. I was already on the fence on, being a director versus an actor. But because there weren't enough roles for women and girls like me were definitely not going to be casted, I decided to stop acting and become a director. Since that day, I demanded that I only work on scripts or artistic projects with strong women in them. So women aren't just plot devices or love interests. Now, I know a lot of people and companies say great progressive things, but I have been working on my promise. I actually remember my first directing project where the show was 2 parents and their daughter, and I stated publicly that I wanted the family to be Black and then being called racist. I remember being told I was limiting myself by doing shows about women. I have told people how the leads are women in a lot of the scripts I have written, and being advised when promoting this company to not highlight on that. I put a woman in a magazine who is bigger size than me, and she looks sexy. I put a racially diverse woman on the cover of another magazine, and Sydney freaking killed it. Every one of these examples I mention with such fire and pride because I had to fight so freaking hard for every one of these concepts to be real. And seriously, thank God I'm a fighter. Because the amount of times no one heard my voice when I was in charge, to the point where I was able to figure out how to make my voice the one that was heard. And after seeing the results, people have slowly respected me. Which brings us to today, or last week. I noticed a lot of women, including myself, becoming very abnormally silent. And to the women who eventually spoke up, I get it's hard. And to those who were silent and scared, I probably stand with you the most. We've been fighting for our voices to be heard for centuries, and we keep being silenced in serious ways. The idea of my voice, who I am, and what I experienced being silenced forever and treated like it never mattered. I will not let that happen. Women will have a voice here, and it is loud and crying and screaming, and it's beautiful. We all know what the results will be today. So let's just stand and vote and get active and do what we can to change this. They silence us because they are afraid of us. Let's art.